What is up, my bitches? If you are new here, hello! My name is Brittany, and today we're doing my highlighter collection declutter, but not really declutter. This is a highlighter collection, okay? Because I love highlighters. Like, hello, my name is Brittany, and I'm addicted to highlighters, and you're going to see my ridiculous collection today. Here is a portion of it, but we got lots more over here, okay? So, if you guys like collection videos, I'm going to need you to come through and give this video a thumbs up before we even kick off this video. Comment, what is your guys' favorite highlighters, like, of all time? I need to know because I'm always on the hunt for the next best one. I'm going to let you guys know my thoughts and opinions on all of these, so it's like rapid reviews. I'm going to do this also by brand. So, like, I'm going to do all of my singles first, and then the ones that I have, like, collections of, like, multiples of, I'll basically do them basically by brand. Hope that makes sense. So, hello to all the bitches in the live chat. What's good? What's poppin'? How many? Here, let's weigh in now. How many do you guys think I'm going to declutter today? Because I think maybe like 2, but we shall see. So, let's just dive right in because this is going to be a long one. Okay? So, first one, I'll just reach for Bobbi Brown. I cannot remember where I got this from, when I got this. No clue. This is the highlighting powder in the shade Sunset Glow. I think I featured this on my blush video, right? Because it was in that drawer, and I'm like, wait, this does not need to be in that drawer because it's definitely more of a highlighter. I'm going to actually, let me turn down my light just a tad bit because I feel like you're not going to get the true colors of what these look like. That's a little bit better. Does that look better for you guys? Let me know. So this is the shade Sunset Glow. It's beautiful. Bobbi Brown has a really great formula as well. Do you guys want me to swatch today? I'm sure you're going to want me to, so let's just kick it off. Who doesn't want some swatch porn? But I never reach for this one, right? I have it, it's beautiful, but I never reach for it. Maybe it's because I didn't even know that I had it, so that's what the shade looks like there. I'm going to keep this because I think it is relatively new, and every time I swatch it, I'm like, oh my god, it's so pretty. So, again, this is going to be a collection video. So, Bobbi Brown Sunset Glow. And then we have the Christian Louboutin. So expensive. So bougie. This packaging is so beautiful. I can't remember the shade of this one. It's got basically the pink, the orange, and then the lightest highlighter. I'm pretty sure there's one that kind of looks similar to this, except it looks like it's 2 pink blushes. So this one has the pink and the orange. These are all fantastic, like so ridiculously expensive. If you didn't know, these are interchangeable, like you can customize the packaging and stuff. I love this. I don't reach for it that often, but damn, is this so nice on the cheeks. Like there's your blushes. I'm kind of surprised that I keep this in my highlighter drawer. This kind of reminds me of, remember how we were talking about MAC Tutu in the blush video? This kind of gives me those vibes. Like, look how pretty those are. I feel like I'm out of focus. Hold on. Let me try to focus this a little bit better so you can see what the highlighters actually look like. Is that better? Give me your guys' feedback. Oh, Sarah, my granddaughter was born yesterday. Yes! Congratulations! And happy birthday to your granddaughter. Oh, that's so exciting. One of my really great friends from high school, she actually had her baby yesterday as well. What a day. Oh, congratulations, girl. So, this one obviously is not going anywhere. It was so expensive. Like, I'll probably never get rid of this because this packaging is just, like, so my aesthetic. I love how it's, like, edgy but sexy but cute. And it's, like, really, really high quality. So, we ain't getting rid of that one. And then, Chanel. I'm definitely not getting rid of this one because, one, it was limited edition. Is this one still available? This one actually might be, but this is the shade Perles de Lumiere. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that okay for you guys. You could see how much I've used this. Like, when I first got this, I used it a shit ton. And boy, does it look beautiful on texture. It's more of like a golden highlight. It kind of looks more, I would say, champagne on camera. I think it's more golden on my face, though. But it's beautiful. I love it so much. Oh, Tammy, you late? Tammy, it's okay. You were sharing your stream, my stream on Instagram. I love your whole life. So, I mean, will I ever declutter anything Chanel? Probably not. I do wish, like, this is one minor criticism of Chanel. I do wish that their packaging was a little bit better. Like, can we get this sort of packaging for Chanel? Like, I like the aesthetic. It's just the quality of it I wish was a little bit better, but it's still not terrible. So Chanel, we're going to keep her as well. And then this one here, Tom Ford. This is the Reflex Gill, or no, Sheer and Illuminate, or no, Sheer Highlighting Duo in the shade Reflex Gill. So I was right. This is one of the best highlighters I think I own. I love this formula. I love the shades of these. I think this is better if you're more like medium tan. I'm like trying to hold it this way so you guys can actually see what it looks like on my fingers. So let me give you guys some swatches. This one I think is one of the most beautiful on my texture, and it does remind me actually a lot of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy, like that type of a formula. It's beautiful. Packaging, 10 out of 10. Love it. Highly recommend. If we could get stickers that aren't crooked, Thomas, that would be fantastic. But I'm still going to keep her because that was also a gift as well. And then we have Makeup Geek. I can't remember when I got this one. I think this was before the rebrand. So this is the shade Rekindle in their highlighter. These, do not let these play you, okay? Because these look way darker in the pan. But when you swatch them and actually apply them to your face, they're not as dark as they appear. Can you see that? Yeah, there we go. It kind of gives me the vibes, actually, of that Chanel highlight, except it's a little bit more pink. But this formula, like, I remember I had the Kathleen Lights, like, little palette. That palette was fire, and I have no idea if I decluttered it or whatever the case was. I don't have it anymore. But that was such a great highlighter palette. Like, this is a formula I think is really slept on, and I actually need to reach for this more. So I'm going to keep this one. Hopefully I end up getting the newer ones. Like, whenever I place my next order, I need to start, like, building my collection for their highlighters, their blushes, and their bronzers. But I'm pretty sure that's from before the rebrand, so that's fairly old. And then we have the Makeup by Mario. This is the shade Golden in his Soft Glow highlighters. This, it looks like it ain't shit. It looks like it's just like your typical golden highlighter. But there is something so nice about his formula. Like, it's so silky. I used the shit out of this when I first got it, and I think it's because it's so skin-like and it's so flattering. I feel like that's not doing it justice. Like, when you apply this to your face, you're just like, oh. So this one, it's one of the newest I think I have in my collection. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not getting rid of it. But I also love it. So there's that. Not getting rid of that one because love it so much. And then we have the Clinique. This is the Powder Pop in the shade Lunar Pop. I love this embossing. But I will say with this, I even think the same thing with the bronzer. It's like this embossing, I think, makes it a little bit more difficult to pick up the pigmentation or pick up the powder with a brush. Because whenever I swatch this, I'm like, oh my god, it looks so much prettier. And then when I apply it, I'm like, why doesn't it look as good? So it's a little bit lighter. So this is what I'm going to keep in my collection for basically like when my skin tone is either at its state now or when it gets a little bit lighter. I think this will fit my complexion better. I'm going to keep trying this. I could see myself decluttering this in the future, but look at that pan though. Like, Clinique fucking nailed it with that, right? It's so pretty. So let me know your guys' thoughts on really any of these, but especially that one, because I'm like, I don't know, I haven't quite figured out what the best way to apply it. Like, what's the best brush for it, I guess you could say. I'm thinking you probably need like something a little bit more dense. Don't mind me. I'm also getting a makeup wipe in the meantime while I'm chatting. So, yeah, let me know how you guys feel about that one. I'm just going to wipe these off. One last look at these swatches here. You guys like when I swatch in these? See how, like, naturally beautiful that Makeup by Mario one is? That's why I love it so much. It's so pretty. Very slept on, I think. I feel like his blushes get the hype, and not really his highlighter. He only has 3 shades in the highlighter, though, so maybe that's why. And then we have the Be Perfect, the Get Wet from the Stacey Marie collection. This was, I think, launched with the Carnival Love Tahiti, I think it was called. This is the shade Do You. I do not like formulas like this. Like, when you swatch them, they look so pretty. It kind of reminds me of, like, ColourPop Super Shock. It's almost like ColourPop Super Shock tried to be like the Fenty, which I'm going to show you the Fenty How Many Carats, but I would say if you're familiar with Super Shock or like the Stila highlighters, this is very reminiscent like texture-wise. There's something about these formulas that looks so bad on my face. I feel the same way about the next one, the ColourPop Flexitarian, and I kept this in my collection because I'm like, there is a time and a place for a highlight like this. Like, this is so beaming and so bright. So I think the Get Wet from Be Perfect is a little bit more like sheer, a little bit more wearable, if you will. But look at Flexitarian is insane. But I always am like, listen, why do I still have this in my collection? Like, I don't wear that. But it's like, you know what? When I want my highlight to be like, blind you from space, Flexitarian, like, it will just be like, listen, I don't care if you can see all my texture. I don't care if it looks like shit on my skin. I want that to be beaming. And this, you know what, I need to try this as like an eyeshadow because that's so pigmented and so beautiful. But I think I'm going to get rid of the Be Perfect Get Wet because I'm not really a fan. It kind of reminds me of like a wannabe Fenty, which I'll show you guys in just a few minutes. But I literally never reach for these. I think the only purpose that I have for Flexitarian is either try it for an eyeshadow or for comparisons, like when you guys ask for it. So I'm going to keep Flexitarian for that purpose because you guys always ask for it. But the Get Wet, I just don't like it. I don't like the texture. It's like, it feels like it would be so flattering and so beautiful, and it plays me every single time. So there's that. Then we have the Gerard Cosmetics. This is the Starlit palette in the shade Starstruck. It has Grace, Marilyn, and Lucy. And I believe it's Grace, Marilyn, Lucy. I'm pretty sure. This formula I don't love as much, but they look really pretty on the face. I'll give you guys swatches of these ones as well. They're just a little bit more, I'm going to say like powdery. They're not as impressive. Like, there's no sparkle really at all to these ones. It's more of just like a shine, which I think is why it's so appealing to me, because I feel like most of my highlighters are really shiny and like almost like not shiny. They're really sparkly. This has, if anything, like no sparkle in it, but this one, I don't ever reach for this. I'm going to get rid of it. I don't really love the packaging on this one. And I don't reach for it. So if I needed it for like comparisons and stuff, I would keep it, but I don't. So then we have the Kevyn Aucoin. This was holiday, I think, last year. The Kaleidochrome All Over Highlight Palette. This was actually sent to me by Look Fantastic. This is one of those palettes, like, I don't think that this is meant to be a highlighter palette, even though it is. Because when I swatch these, you're going to understand why. Like, this looks like it should be eyeshadows because they're just like so intense and just so different, which is one thing that I really like about this palette is how different it is. But it's like the textures of these aren't really the bomb.com. But one thing I do remember for this, it's like it looks way more flattering on your face than you would think it would. It's so bizarre. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to get rid of it because I feel like, one, I never reach for it. And if I want, like, basically, like, my crazy type of highlighters, I already have a collection that I'm going to show you guys in a little bit. These ones, though, they have almost like a duochrome sort of a vibe to them. I do really like this packaging, but I know that I'm not going to use this, so there's really no point in me keeping it. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that one. Sorry, Kevyn Aucoin, you're an icon, but I don't really love it for my textured skin. I feel like, too, a lot of these you could even see, like, when I swatch them on my hand, like, you could see which ones are really going to emphasize texture. Christy, 2 down, 4 to go. Or no, 2 down and 4. Yeah, 2 down, 4 to go. We shall see. We'll see if I do it. Then we have the Vintage by Jessica Liebeskin. This is Illuminating Face Highlighter Set in the shade Rose Quartz and Chocolate Diamond. I think I got this in BoxyCharm. Like, it's fine, but since getting this, like, I found highlighters that are way better. This kind of gives me the vibes of the Gerard Cosmetics because it doesn't really have a really intense, like, glitter reflect to it, but it's like, bam, bam. Like, I feel like this is where I always screw myself when I do swatches because I'm like, do I want to keep it, though? Because it's like, that's so appealing to me because it doesn't look like it accentuates any of the lines on my hands. I don't reach for this. I'm going to get rid of it. I don't know. I'm just going to stop making excuses. And then we have the Jouer. This is the powder highlighter in the shade Ice. I keep this in my collection because this is truly like a spectacular highlighter. Like, when you look at it, it looks straight up white. I need to get rid of this time, though, because it's on its last leg. But this highlight, like, if you have fair skin, like, Tammy, you immediately come to mind for this because you always say, like, Elmer's glue. That's your skin tone. This highlighter for fair skin is so beautiful because it has that, like, white base to it, but it reflects gold. Stunning. But that's why I keep it, because it's like, even though I'm deeper skin, it still works for me, even though it is, like, slightly light. But it's so good, and the texture of Jouer highlighters is so nice. I'm going to get rid of this because it's just... I'm sure you saw the state that it's in right now. But it is truly, like, such a beautiful and a really unique shade. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. I love that one. And then we have, next to Flexitarian, this is my most intense highlighter. It's fucking crazy. I did a video with the Kylie. It was like this and the Kylie High Gloss, I think it was. This is the shade Santorini in her loose highlighters. Now, I'm going to start by saying I fucking hate loose highlighters. But back when this first came out, everybody lost their shit over this damn highlighter. And you know what? I'm not a fan of loose highlighters, but there's something that is really beautiful about them when you applying to your face. It's just they're so messy and they get everywhere. But this highlighter, if you want to see, like, my first impression of it, you're going to have to watch that video, because it was like, oh my god, I applied so much and it was just like a straight up streak on my face. So I think I'm going to keep this one because I do like, if I were to reach for a powder, this would be one that I would consider, but I also never reach for it either. Shit. Do I want to keep it? Should I keep it? You know what I should start doing is having you guys hold up, like, basically put numbers to if I should keep it or pass it. Because I'm like, it is a really pretty formula. Nah, I'm going to get rid of it because she, like, her brand's a hot fucking mess. No, I'm getting rid of it. That's it. I'm done. All right, now we have the Steve Laurent, I'm not really sure, the jelly highlighter in the shade Cotton Candy. This was another BoxyCharm find. This has that same type of texture as, like, Super Shock, like that Be Perfect one we talked about earlier. Look at this, though. The swatch is what made me keep this last time because I'm like, oh, that's so pretty. And it's pink. Like, it's the most beautiful, like, baby pink highlight. Oh, it's so pretty. But I never reach for it. This packaging is hot garbage. Just gonna say that. This has, like, Wet n Wild plastic cheap packaging. Such a pretty formula, but I never reach for it, so I am going to declutter this one. Look at me. I'm on a roll, guys. Let's do one more. I am going to declutter this one. This is from Kristen Lee Cosmetics. This one, I should have known better. This is the Birthday Bash highlighter. And when I ordered this, I want to say it was, like, about to be my birthday or something like that. Tammy, thank you for linking the Kylie video for me. You the fucking best, bitch. Okay, so this highlighter, I'm like, I should have known better. Because it's so pretty, but I'm like, this as a highlighter is just, I should have known better. It's so, I think it's meant to be like a duochrome or like maybe a multichrome, but I think more of duochrome. There's so many different shades of this. This on my face just looks tragic. It's way too much. The color just looks so abnormal, and it emphasizes literally like every single piece of texture that I have. So this one, I'm definitely getting rid of this. I don't love the packaging either. It kind of reminds me actually of MAC, but I hate how it's like the sticker on the front. Like, I get it, it's an indie brand. I need to try more from Kristen Lee Cosmetics, but this one I'm just like, nah, I have to pass on it. It's just taking up space in my drawer that it doesn't need to. And then, oh my god, this, the Pat McGrath highlighter. I think this was this holiday last year? The Champagne Gold Skin Finish Sublime Skin Highlighter. Listen to this. It's so heavy. Like, straight up hockey puck is how heavy this is. This highlighter, though, looks so bad on my skin. It's just like, between the texture... Oh, that texture feels awful. Between the texture of the formula itself and then the texture that it emphasizes on my face, like, this looks way better when you swatch it. When you apply it to your face, nah. Like, I was, like, straight up tripping out with this last year because everybody was loving this. And I'm like, how? Even, like, when I just ran my fingers through it, like, it's so, like, tough. It feels like it should be, like, a cream almost. I don't know. Like, I'm gonna keep this because I fucking love the packaging. Like, this is straight up for collection purpose. Not that I'm gonna use it. But this, like, this is what I expect with luxury. Like, straight up weapons when it comes to the packagings. But I would not repurchase this. No way in hell would I repurchase that again because it looks terrible on my skin. Let me wipe these off really quick. One last look at all those. Swatch porn, yes! I feel like you could really see that blue reflect with that Kristen Lee when I do that. Ugh. It's just, for the face, it's a nah. For the face, it's a nah. What's been your guys' favorite that you've seen me swatch so far? Let me know. Pat McGrath Labs Ultimate Weapon. Jessica, you are not lying. Okay. Essence, the Pure Nude Highlighter in the shade number 10, Be My Highlight. I initially got this because supposedly it was like a dupe for the Hourglass powders, which we'll talk about later. I beg to differ, but I think this is honestly the closest thing to those, basically like the ambient lighting powders, like basically like the finishing powders. I will say this is like the closest thing to those. It looks like nothing. This is a drugstore option though. It really is fantastic for that. So I keep it in my collection mainly for that purpose, but it's like, you know what? It's still great. I think Hourglass is better, as it should be, but this is like still beautiful highlighter for drugstore especially. So that's Essence. It's like $5, I think. It's so inexpensive compared to the Hourglass that are like $50. And then we have Natasha Denona, the I Need a Nude Glow. I remember loving this when I first got it, and then it almost has like a hard pan. And you know what? It's just something about Natasha face products that I just don't fucking like on my face. And it does it to me every time. At first I'm like, oh yeah, this is really pretty. When you swatch it, oh yeah, this is really pretty. On my face though, I'm just like, nah, there's other ones that just work so much better. But like that swatch is making me be like, but wait, do I want to keep that? And I'm going to keep it because I'm like, but wait. So I could see myself decluttering this in the future. But for now, I'm going to keep using it because it does to me look like it has like a slight duochrome shift to it. Like right here, it almost looks peach. Like almost like a deeper peach. And then when you go like that, it looks golden, which is why I think so many people really loved it. This on, I think, like tan skin, chef's kiss. Like when I'm at like my darkest, it looks its absolute best, but I do think that this is more of a versatile shade for when I'm either at my lightest or my darkest, or like in my transitional period when I get a suntan and when I lose my suntan. So I'm going to keep that one for now, but probably on my next one, if I don't use it, I will declutter it. And then we have the Fenty Beauty. This is the How Many Carats that I was referring to earlier. So this was the Diamond Bomb. I don't think I'll ever get rid of this because this is truly, it's so unique for my collection. And it's like, the texture of it I don't love because it has that like putty formula to it. But it's like, look at the shine that it has. But this is where you're just like, oh, this is straight up Edward Cullen skin. This is what I call it every single time I talk about it. Because if you've seen Twilight, you know, look at that. This goes on with, like, this goes with me every single vacation, and I apply it to, like, my whole fucking body. Because it's so beautiful. You look like a frickin' vampire in Twilight. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Tammy said, Brit, Natasha Denona highlight looks better applied after setting spray. Okay, I'll try that and test that theory. Thank you, Tammy. Look, I love that. this is one of, I think, my favorite highlighters in my collection as like a highlighter topper. Just because it looks like straight up diamonds, like crushed up diamonds, right? Gorgeous. Love it. That was the original. They've done other shades since then, but I haven't purchased them because I'm like, I have this and this is all I need, because it's truly, it's so unique too. Like, this is like a Sephora VIB sale. I just want to keep doing this so you guys could really get that that Edward Cullen skin. Oh, Sarah said I should do a full face of makeup, or full face of makeup that's on the chopping block. That's actually a really good idea. Maybe I should do that. Like this video if you agree with her. Okay, Give Me Glow. This is the 9-pan not eyeshadow palette, the highlighter palette, right? I don't know if you guys are ready for this. Look how gigantic. Like, ridiculous how much highlight is happening in this. Who needs this much highlighter? Honestly, I got this in the mail and I'm just like, oh, they were not fucking around. I'm going to show you guys swatches because these are really pretty. Their formulas for Give Me Glow, though, they're not honestly my favorite just because of that right there. You see how just kind of like messy it is? Because it picks up really chunky, and I feel like you really have to smooth everything over to get it to look the way that you actually want it to. But it's like when you get there, damn, she fine. She fine as fuck. And then shades like this, like Porcelain Peach. Oh, it's just not as smooth of a formula as I wish upon first application. But man, look at that. Oh my god, that on like deep skin. Oh, that would look so pretty. Josephine, stop it. This is Champagne and Lilies. Are you guys seeing how intense these are right now, though? Like, this is the ultimate swatch porn today is what we're getting. I'm going to do one right across the top, and I'm going to do Platinum Lilac for that one, because this one kind of reminds me of, like, the Pat McGrath, except it actually looks like a true lilac. Because I feel like that's almost like the vibe that the Pat McGrath was going for, because it has almost like a grayish sort of an undertone to it. That one's Halo. Do you see what I'm talking about, though? It's like they're so intense and so crazy. I completely agree. Marin says that's even too large for a professional kit. I would never take this freelancing. I'll show you guys one that I would absolutely put in my freelance kit if I was freelancing. This is like, it's too much. Like, they could have easily sized this like so much further down. That shade's so pretty, though. But because, like, okay, this is the thing. It's like, because it's so large and how I store my stuff, this sits at the bottom of my drawer because I have nowhere actually to put it. But at the end of the day, it's like, those are kind of fire looking, though, right? Like, I probably should reach for them more. Just be mindful with your application with these because of how they pick up. They do pick up a lot chunkier. So you may want to proceed with caution, if you will. So again, Give Me Glow, the 9 Glow palette. So excessive, but I'm not mad about it because that's another see it from space sort of a highlighter. Emphasizes every single line, and that's my thing with that one. I could see myself, though, decluttering that one in the future. Look, I'm having to even like wipe up all of the fallout just from swatching it. So proceed with caution with that one. And then we have the Alien Cosmetics, the Low Light. This palette is awesome. This is more if I want something that's really just kind of out there, really different. It's got the funky colors, but they're so shiny and reflective. So I'll give you guys swatches of these just so you can see them all. I use these actually way more frequently than I thought, especially when I'm using like the Alien Cosmetics palette. I feel like they just pair so nicely, and I've been using a lot of Alien Cosmetics lately. But it's just, they're funky and different, so there's a place for them in my collection. It's just something that I really don't reach for that often, but it's like if something is basically going on, like a holiday or like a Halloween party, Something like that. You guys, I feel, know what I'm saying. It's something different, which is why I really like having these in my collection. I think that this was sent to me. I can't remember, because I buy things from Alien Cosmetics and they send me stuff. I'm pretty sure this was sent to me, though. I'm pretty sure. But I'm keeping it anyways, because that's actually relatively new for my collection. But in the short amount of time that I've had it, I've actually used it quite a few times, which is surprising for me, because I thought I would only really use it for special occasions, and I use it for just like random ass looks all the time. So moving on, let's talk about all the ones that I have like multiples of. So let's start with LC Cosmetics. I have both of these highlighters. These are the Eclipse highlighters. I have Luna and Soul. One of these I purchased, and then one was sent to me. I love this embossing. This is actually good packaging. It's just a little difficult for me to get open sometimes. Look at that embossing, though. So this is the shade Luna. This is the one I purchased. And then this shade here, Soul, was sent to me. These were so slept on. I don't know why nobody really raved about these, but I'm like, listen, have you guys seen these on the skin, though? Like, you're gonna see, like, a lot of my highlighters look the exact fucking same. But I'm like, I'm so surprised at how nice these are. Like, are you seeing how pretty those are? How reflective and shiny? And it's like, how did not everybody talk about these? I don't know. I'm keeping both of them, though, because still love that formula with my whole life. And then, oh my god, you guys remember? Do you guys remember the hype with Estee Lauder? The Estee Lauder Heat Wave? Huh? Anybody? So this one I purchased, oh my god, I purchased this probably like 3 or 4 years ago now. Maybe even longer than that. Great packaging. I really like this, like, disc sort of a packaging. Everyone damn near lost their shit when Heat Wave came back. I hope you guys remember, like I do, because I'm like, oh my god, I hunted for this for so long, and I finally found it. And then the shade Solar Crush, this was actually gifted to me. I think it's way too dark for me right now, but during the summer, I fucks with this during the summertime because it looks so beautiful, like when I'm at my absolute darkest. But that on deeper skin would look so beautiful. And the Estee Lauder formula is just so nice. Look at, oh, swatch porn. Oh, so smooth. Right? Elsie has great quality products. I totally agree. They're another brand. They're really slept on. And you know what? I don't talk about them nearly as much as I should. But damn. So Estee Lauder, I'm going to keep both of these. If I were to get rid of either one of them, it would be Solar Crush, just because I can't use it that often. But I don't have a ton like it. That's probably a lie, but I'm going to lie to myself and say there's not a ton like it. Okay? And then let me wipe these off, and then I'll stick with my brands for the swatches. Like, I'll basically swatch each brand, wipe it off, and start over. Next brand is Anastasia Beverly Hills, baby. So we have the Nicole Guerrero, the Glow Kit, the Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Iced Out, and then we also have the Amrezy highlighter, which everybody's probably screaming if you don't own it, because everybody still raves about this. If you're unfamiliar with me and my highlighter type videos, or if I get a new highlighter, I feel like I'm always like, but wait, is it a dupe for the Amrezy? If you know, you know. So let's start with my least favorite, and that is 100% the Iced Out. Like, it looks straight up white in the pan, but it's supposed to be, I guess it's supposed to be more universal. Like, it's not white when you apply it to your face. It has a really funky undertone to it. And it almost looks green on my skin. And I don't like the way that this looks at all. I love the packaging. I had such high expectations for this because this was the first highlighter after Amrezy that they did with like this sort of packaging. Everyone was so excited, especially those fair skin tones out there. And then it looked like this. And we're just like, bitch, what did you guys do? This one would not recommend. I think it looks terrible on my skin. Especially when you're comparing it to, I feel like so many people's favorite like highlighter of all time, Amrezy. This is just such a good formula. It's so much smoother than the Iced Out. It's so much better. Just all around. 20 out of 10. could not have been done better. See, Lisa's over there. She's like, I love it. She loves the ice out. I hate it. It's horrible. It's horrible for me, but that's just me, and I'm so happy that you love it. But Amrezy is the GOAT out of all the ones that I've tried from Anastasia so far. But you know what? This palette was also fire. So this was the collaboration with Nicole Guerrero. This is still one I'm like, I would still buy this again because I love the variety of different colors that this has. And all of them are stunning on the face. Like, they're so pretty. And I love this. Like, this would be a highlighter palette if it was still available, which I think maybe it might be in some places, because I thought I saw that it made a comeback. I think most people thought Forever Lit, like, that's what to expect from the iced out. But, like, if I was freelancing still, this would 100% be in my kit, because I feel like this suits, like, a lot of different skin tones. You can mix them all together. Like, it's just really well done. I really enjoyed this palette for a really long time. Still enjoy it, so I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to keep Amrezy. I'm going to get rid of this one, though, because I have no use for this. No use for it whatsoever. Guys, I'm doing way fucking better with this declutter than I thought I was going to. So that's everything for Amrezy, and then we'll start over with another brand. And that brand, let's do some Kaleidos. Let's do these babies. So these are the Space Age highlighters. I think that's what they're called. So I was actually lucky enough to be sent the entire collection. I love these. Like, so much love these, because these are the highlighters, almost like I said with the Alien Cosmetics palette, if I want something like super different. Basically like your editorial type of looks or anything like that. So since I have the whole collection, I'm going to keep it all. But I am going to swatch them for you guys today if you guys were interested in any of them and you wanted to see them swatched. So my least favorite is the Space Age Prophecy, and I feel like this is really similar, except it's more shiny and reflective than the Amrezy the Anastasia Beverly Hills that I just showed you. It doesn't look as green, but it still has that really unflattering look to my skin when I wear this, so that's why I don't ever reach for it anymore. But these formulas, like, the formulas are so smooth and so beautiful. So it all just comes down to the shade for me. And the shade, like, I just don't like these, like, multi-chrome moments on my skin. I don't know why. It's just a thing. So the most, I would say, natural of all of these are basically, like, these four down here. So I'm going to start with, this is Ray Rider. This is going to be, like, your traditional, like, champagne, I feel, type of highlight. And it's going to have that really smooth texture. It's not as smooth as the Space Age Prophecy. I don't know, though, if this is considered, like, the new formula or not. I'm not really sure, because I know that they launched it and then they reformulated it. Something happened with it. I have that one, and that's all that I know about it. So then we have Solar Sailor, which is, I would say, most ideal if you have fair skin. This actually kind of reminds me of that Jouer highlighter. It looks white in the pan, but it reflects gold. Except I think that the gold shift is a lot more apparent with the Kaleidos. So that one's, what was it? Solar Sailor. And then Diamond Dasher. I think if I had to pick one, this is probably my favorite, because I think it's really unique. Like, it looks really basic, but it has basically, like, the most subtle pink undertone to it, but in the pan it looks like it's basically champagne or something really close to that. So that pink shift that you're seeing, it really comes out when you apply it. So this one I would say is probably my favorite, but next to that I think is Mars Melter, and this I love using for basically like a blush topper / highlight, because it has a very strong pink undertone to it, as you can see. But there's something so beautiful about these formulas. Like, they're so glittery, but it doesn't accentuate like you would think it would. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's like a peachy pink, too, which is really, really beautiful. So that was Mars Melter, and then I'll do Star Surfer. I don't think I've used this one yet. But this kind of has that same vibe. Like, it looks lighter, but this is actually going to be just like something true to a natural, like, really subtle pink, but not as pink as this one right here. Ooh, that's really pretty too. Maybe I need to reach for that. I need to take that out of my collection because that's really pretty. So I haven't touched that one yet. And then we have Comet Catcher. Wow, it's literally right there on the front, Brittany. Good job. So this one has more of like an iridescence to it. I'll swatch it this way just so you guys can hopefully see the iridescence. It's almost got like a slight duochrome moment to this one. I think I've used that one like one time. So this is where I'm like, I barely use these. But man, I'm still keeping them all. But these ones, these are so dope. I love these. So we have Skywalker and then Moon Cruiser. I'll do Moon Cruiser first. So it looks white in the pan. It's another like iridescent. So it has almost like a purple/blue shift to it. Look how pretty that is. See how you got blue and then purple? Gorgeous. And how glittery. Oh, it's so pretty. And then Skywalker. This one I've used quite a few times. And this is like when I just have... Basically, like, if I'm wearing blue eyeshadow, this one always just goes on my face. Or it goes on my inner corner. Stunning. Stunning. It's mainly the formula that I love so much about these because they look so smooth. But they almost give, like, a slight, like, Edward Cullen skin vibe, you know? But not as apparent as the Fenty. But since I have all of these, like I said... I'm going to keep all of them. And I like to have them. I'm so grateful that they sent me these because I was so excited. I'm like, oh my God, I wanted these so bad. And then when I got the PR package, I was like, oh my God. Insert like little girl squeal there when I got those. So I'm going to keep all the Kaleidos. And then let's move over to, let's do some Nabla. So I kind of played myself with these ones. And the reason I say that is I'm like, I bought the second one thinking it was going to be lighter than it actually is. So I basically started with the Nabla, the Skin Glazing, in the shade Privilege. This formula is so good. So if you love the formula of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy, I feel like this is probably the closest besides like the Tom Ford. Similar effect on the face, like super stunning. Love the shade of that one as well. So then I bought the shade Truth in the same formula during the 21 Days of Beauty. I have not touched this yet, so I'm like, oh, please work. But I think this is going to be better suited as a blush. Yes, it definitely is because it has that depth to it. So I'm going to move this over to the blush drawer. But damn, isn't that beautiful? Oh, this formula is so, so nice. So she's going to find a new home. And Privilege is definitely staying in my collection because that's one of my favorite formulas. I think it's so nice. So let me wipe those two off. And then we'll move over to these Odin's Eye highlighters. And this is where you guys will probably be like, oh my God. Because these are so aesthetically pleasing. Wait till you see what these look like if you have not seen them. So these are from the, I believe, the Norns collection. Look at that. I don't think I've seen a more aesthetically pleasing highlighter like in my entire life. Look at this one. Are you fucking kidding me? Like it looks like there's golden flakes in there, right? Oh my God, so beautiful. And then this one. Are you kidding me? The marble effect is a whole ass vibe. Love it. So the first shade I'm going to swatch is Spring of Life, I think is the shade name. Yes, Spring of Life. So when you mix these all together, you get something that looks like this. So this is another one. It's not suited for your everyday wear. Super shiny and reflective. It's not going to apply that intense like with a brush. So that's where it's like, take all these swatches with a grain of salt. So then you got the purple shade. Like this is the one I thought I would love so much. I'm like, okay, it's not bad. Not as pigmented. Like this formula is actually a little tough, but this kind of gives me the same vibes as like the Space Age Prophecy. Same thing as the Iced Out highlighter. It has that really funky like undertone to it that does not look that flattering on my skin tone. So then the last shade is Web of Destiny, I think the name is, and this is the one that I think I've used the most out of all of them. But overall, this formula, it doesn't, like, leave me squealing. Like, it's fine, but I think, if anything, it's really, it's really tough, so it kind of gives me like the feeling of a cream, but it's not. It's kind of weird, but I still like having these, but I could see myself decluttering them, like if by my next declutter I don't use them more. But if I had to pick a favorite, I'm gonna go with the Web of Destiny, just because I feel like it's the most wearable for one. It is really beautiful. It's just you may have to finesse your brush like a certain type of way with this formula, because it is just more of like a dense formula. Maybe that's the better way to explain it. It's just dense. So there's Odin's Eye. Let me wipe these ones off, and then we'll do some MAC Cosmetics. What's your guys' favorite MAC highlighter? Because I feel like nobody talks about MAC highlighters anymore, and before, people wouldn't shut the fuck up about them. So let's throw it back to the MAC Mariah Carey collection, shall we? Look at this. This is what we want to see from MAC. This collection could not have been done better, in my humble opinion. So this here was like a, basically like body highlighter. So if I wanted myself to look a little bit more bronzy and tan and shit, I just applied way too much. But you get the, you get the aesthetic that I was going for. I basically bought this whole entire collection because of the packaging, because I'm like, oh my god, it's just so beautiful. So that's something, it just literally stays in my collection because this was an iconic collaboration. But then I also have the MAC Mariah Carey highlighter in the shade My Mimi. This, I bought it like knowing damn well, like, this is never gonna work for you, Brittany, but look at that. Look at that highlighter. It's so pretty, but this is never, ever, ever, like, even at my deepest, never gonna work for me, but it's so beautiful. I love it. I love the embossing. I think I tried to use it like one time, and I'm like, oh girl, you tried it, but that's gonna be a no. So then I have two highlighters from, I think this one was, what was it, holiday 2 or 3 years ago, I think. This is the shade Show Gold in the Extra Dimension Skin Finish. This embossing, like, this is where MAC was. What happened? Honestly, what happened? Because this highlighter is beautiful. It almost gives me the same type of vibe as the Space Age Prophecy, like with that funky undertone. But because this has that pink shift to it, it works for me. So that's where this just passes the test. But oh my god, I used to wear the shit out of this. I loved it so much. And then who remembers MAC Oh Darling? Because damn, the internet exploded when Oh Darling came back. Because initially it launched, I think, in a holiday collection. And then it came back in this blue packaging. And I was so excited to get it because everybody was raving about it. This kind of reminds me of Amrezy as well, but I think this is a little bit lighter. So, if you were curious. But damn, these are so pretty. MAC does. They do some products really great, but overall they need to make several different improvements. But I just saw Tammy said, oh, MAC, bless your heart. So these ones I'm going to keep the Mariah Carey just because it's a really special collection for me to have. So there's that. And then we have Artist Couture. We have these, the Diamond Glow powders is what they're called. They have Illuminati, or no, it's Illuminati, not Illuminati. I'm thinking of Makeup Geek Shadows. And then we have Summer Haze as well. Illuminati, I've had this for so many years. This is another one. It's like, it's so beautiful, but because it's a powder formula, I never ever use it. But the Illuminati shade, I think, works really well for me. Even Summer Haze during the summer, I think, would work also. But yeah, there's just something about loose highlighters, man. I'm like, they just get so messy. I was expecting that to be way darker. That's actually lighter, I think, kind of, right? That actually might work really well for my skin tone right now. I might need to bring these back out. But I like this formula better than I like the Kylie, which that's why I made the decision to declutter the Kylie, because if I'm going to keep a loose powder formula, it's going to be Artist Couture because, one, the packaging's better. Two, the formula is also better, in my opinion. I mean, they're really fucking close, but I'm going to stick with having the multiples versus having the one with crap packaging. Let's see. Who was the first brand that came out with highlighters? I've always wondered. Shit, I don't know. I immediately think MAC, but I'm honestly not sure. Yeah, if anybody knows, let me know. Becca has not been done. You know what? Let's do Becca right now while you're here. I only have a couple because I previously had a bigger collection of Becca, and then I decluttered them because I just never used them. And I actually have... Shit. It was in my blush video. I have those... Oh my god, the champagne splits. You guys remember those? Where it basically had like the blush and highlighter. So I had Prosecco Pop and Champagne Pop all in those palettes. I also have the Jekyll and Hill and the Becca palette. You know what? Let me pull that out really quick because that's just in my blush drawer. It's right here. Even though we already covered it, maybe you want to see the highlighters. So I have these here, and then I also have, where's my this palette? That's the one I'm talking about. So in this palette we have Prosecco Pop and Champagne Pop. I'll swatch these for you guys just so you can see them. But these were the same thing. Like these had either Champagne Pop or Prosecco Pop, so that's why I decluttered my full size of both of those. So let's do first, we'll do Champagne Pop and Prosecco Pop for shits and gigs. So Champagne Pop, this is where everybody I feel like fell in love with Becca because iconic, you know, like as much as I dislike Jaclyn Hill when it comes to the makeup world, I cannot hate on this collaboration whatsoever just because this was iconic. I don't care what anybody says. But I feel like the one that a lot of people really loved as well was Opal and then Moonstone, and this shade is Opal. So this was, I think, one of my very first highlighters that I purchased. And now after swatching these, because I don't reach for these nearly as often, I see why these did so well because look at how flattering those are on the texture. And it's because they're not really sparkly. Oh, let's see. Maytal said, check Google, and this is what came up. MAC Cosmetics Strobing Cream. I wonder if that came out before Scott Barnes did his body bling. I'm curious, though, about pressed highlighters. So that's Opal, Prosecco Pop, Champagne Pop, and then I also have this little Jaclyn Hill. See how much of a stan I used to be, guys? So then I have Pearl, which, if you had fair skin, and then I also have, I think this was Copper. Blushed Copper. If you have fair skin, Pearl would have been the perfect highlight for you. So these are all of my Becca highlighters. I definitely see why these were so popular, because they would be so flattering on so many textured, like, so many people that have textured skin, especially, like, more, experienced skin, we like to say on this channel. Right, my britches? So all the ones from Becca. I'm not going to get rid of these, though, even though I know Becca is no longer. But I'm pretty sure you could still get the Becca highlighters through Smashbox now, right? I'm pretty sure that's correct. So these palettes just hold a really special place in my heart because it brings me back to like 10 years ago. And how naive I used to be and just blindly follow influencers. So I'm going to keep all of these Becca. R.I.P. Becca Cosmetics. We love you forever. Oh my god, I cannot believe, like, I still have so many to do right now. Let's go to Hourglass. So we have two different formulas for Hourglass. They're very different from one another. So this is the ambient lighting powder, and then this is the ambient strobing powder. So the ambient lighting powder is something that's more, I'm going to say, angelic. This looks like an angel straight up came down and kissed your face as an all-over powder, like as a finishing powder. This, I remember why I bought this, because like I said, I was a Jaclyn Hill stan, everybody, and she used this powder in her bridal makeup tutorial. The fact that I remember that just tells you how attached I was. This looks like an angel straight up came down and kissed your face. I cannot tell you how many different people I've used this powder on just because of the effect. It's like barely anything, but it makes such a big difference. Like, this is a staple in my collection. And we talked about the Essence, the Pure Nude earlier. This is supposed to be like a dupe for this powder. So it's the ambient lighting powder. So I'm going to keep that because it's incredible. But let's talk about this strobing palette. This is literally the best palette I think Hourglass has ever done because it's so beautiful. The formulas are so nice. I love the fact that I could use all of these shades as well. Like, this is why I love Hourglass too. It's like I've used the shit out of this and it looks like I've barely touched it. It's just, they're such good formulas. So we've got all the shades. When you swatch them, look at it. It's like, what is that for a swatch? They swatch like nothing impressive. It's when you apply them to your face. It's everything. They're gorgeous. Love it. I'm pretty sure you could still get this palette on the Hourglass website as well. I'll link it below for you guys if you're interested. This was holiday, I think, like 3 or 4 years ago. And supposedly it was limited edition. Raise your hand if you love this damn palette, because it's so, so good. Then we have Miss Charlotte Tilbury. And let me tell you a funny story, because I look back and laugh at myself with this one. So, Charlotte Tilbury, I had never heard of until probably like 3 or 4 years ago. Okay? So, I want to say it was this is hella old, but I'm keeping it because look at the packaging. So, I got this in, I think it was like a lucky bag from Beautylish. And I look at this, I'm like, oh my god, that packaging's so beautiful, I love it. And I just kind of threw it in my collection, not realizing that this is fucking Charlotte Tilbury. My whole life has been a lie. So this is the Dreamy Glow Highlighter Illuminating Powder. Good thing this had a 30-month shelf life, but even still, it's far past that even. It's like, it looks so basic, but I'm like, oh my god, how did I never... how did I not know who Charlotte Tilbury was? Just wondering. Her highlighter formulas, though, they're so flattering for more experienced skin, more textured skin. So this was from holiday of last year. This is the Hollywood Superstar Glow Highlighter, the ultimate face and body highlighter for a soft focus glow. So hers definitely have that more natural, everyday. This is insane. Like, this is like give me glow size right here. Actually, this is bigger. But I gave this such a piss poor review because I'm like, all right. She first came out with those bronzers and it had incredible packaging. The packaging was so good. So then she came out with this and everybody's like, oh yeah, it's the same exact packaging. This feels so much more like flimsy and not nearly as good and like heavy duty. And I think it's because it has the matte finish too, is why it's not as like visually appealing as the bronzers. But this highlighter though, like even though it's not personally my favorite, if you have like more textured skin or if you have more mature skin, these would be fantastic formulas for you. And they're very like subtle, very toned down. I think of that blissful time in my life where I'm just like, oh my god, nobody ever talked about Charlotte Tilbury back in the day. Not nearly like they do now. So I'm not as mad at myself for not knowing what the brand was or anything like that. Because I don't even think back then either it was sold at Sephora or anything like that. So that's going to be my excuse. All right? Yeah, she's large and in charge. That highlighter's insanely, like, the fact that that's refillable too is where it's like, who's literally going through that? It would take me years. So I said earlier I would let you guys know if I freelance still what palette I would use. This would 100% go in my kit. And you know what? After really thinking about how Scott Barnes does his brand, he really does design his products to be ideal for makeup artists, because even from like the packaging, it's like everything just makes so much sense if you've ever freelanced. So I used to freelance. I don't really anymore, but I'm thinking about getting back into it. We'll see. But if I do, this will 100% go in there just because of the variety of the different shades. And there's just something so special about his formulas. Like, they just look so flattering for how beaming and shiny and reflective and everything. these are some of the most, I think, most flattering highlighters for me. And the fact that I also bought a single after having this whole palette should tell you just how much I enjoy. But I really like just really everything that he does. I'm really favorable towards his brand because I think he does everything really well. And he's really mindful of the products that I feel that he puts out. I don't know, maybe it's a bias, which it probably is. But it's fine. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Look at that though! Right? If you want something blinding but flattering, I think that's what it is. It's for how shiny and reflective his are. You would think it'd be like Texture City, but it's not. So that's the highlighting palette. I will say with Scott Barnes, don't ever pay full price because he always has sales. This was just on sale for like 30% off. So that's my recommendation. But I also picked up the Downright Dewy Golden Highlighter. This is one of his singles. So this was the only highlighter single that he did. And it's beautiful. It does look, I think, deeper in the pan than it does look when you actually apply it to your face. I'm not super crazy about this packaging because it is like chintzy. Like, it's just plastic for how expensive these are. But the formula's real fucking good, though. It's so pretty. I do love that one. I just wish the packaging was better, especially for how much they are. So, Scott Barnes, I'm not getting rid of those. And then, let's do a little throwback, and then I'll get into, like, my bigger collections, I think. Who remembers these? Who remembers these? Dose of Colors, Desi X Katie. These are so cute. So, I have the shade Fuego and also Midame. I can't bring myself to get rid of these. These are two influencers, though. I fucking love them. I think they're just like, if I were to have friends in real life that were on the internet, it would be like them. Or at least, those are just like friends that I wish that I had. The sad world of Brit Clarke coming to fruition. But look at these. Like, these were just so pretty. These definitely got the hype. I love, like, this packaging was just so cute. I love the packaging. So I just keep these because collector purposes, and I just love them too. But also fire at the same time. So pretty. And then, let's do some Lunar Beauty. This was another one, man. These were so slept on. I feel like I was the only person hyping these the fuck up. These are the Moon Prism powders from Lunar Beauty. So I have the shade Venus and also Mars. So I'll do Mars first just so you guys can see. But this packaging, so nice. And then these are other ones, kind of like Makeup Geek, kind of like what I said about the Scott Barnes. It looks way different in the pan than it does when you actually apply it. So when you see the pan, you're like, oh no, that's not going to be flattering as a highlight. And then you apply it and you're like, oh, gorgeous. So gorgeous. So that was the shade Mars, and then I'll give you guys Venus. Venus is going to be more of your, basically like champagne gold. I feel like these are always out of stock, but look at that. Oh, bitch, fuck me up. I think actually, you know what? Fun fact, this is how me and Karen Harris met, was from these fucking highlighters. I think she tagged me on her Insta story because I was always talking about them. And then I think she posted, like, her wearing it or something. I don't remember, but I know it was these that brought me and Karen together. Little fun story. Definitely keeping those. They're hot fire. If he brings them back, that would be fantastic. And then we have my precious. My precious Vive. I love Vive with my whole life. So I have two of her shades. I have Holy Chic, and then I also have Bijou. So Bijou, I think, is the lightest. And then Holy Chic is the mid-tone one. So there's one more as well. So these, I think this is a formula that when you look at it like this, you're like, But when you apply these to your face, bitch, they're so good. So good. So I ended up buying Bijou for basically just when I'm lighter in complexion. They do pick up a little bit chunkier, but they don't pick up like that on a brush. Like, these look so skin-like. That's my favorite thing about Vive and their powder products, especially for their face, is how skin-like they look when you apply them. It's fucking crazy. And you look at them in the pan, you're like, that's nothing special. But yes, they are. I promise you that. I love her aesthetic. Guys, hype up this brand. They deserve to be on that level of Charlotte Tilbury. They deserve to be like the Pat McGrath, Hourglass, like all those high-end brands that you hear people rave about. Even Glow by Auric. Like, these are two brands specifically that it's like, they're out there doing the damn thing. They're smaller brands, like they're newer brands. Vive deserves that hype. Okay? Everybody agree? Thank you so much. Now, I feel like this is my biggest the next collection's my biggest, and that's where we're going to have the hurrah, because they're my favorite. So I have the biggest collection of Ofra, because one, they sent me a few, but two, it's just been a brand that I've shopped for a really long time because they have incredible products. So it all started for me with the Dupe That highlighters. Remember these? These are another collection. You can't get these anymore. So the shade You Do You and You Glow Girl. Man, even like just seeing how like different the packaging is and everything now, like, okay, you can say what you want about Ofra. You cannot take away the fact that they have some fire ass highlight formula. One of the best highlight formulas, I think, of all time. So there's those two. You can't get anymore. And then I always get people asking me for comparisons to Ofra whenever I do highlighter videos or anything like that. So this one here is Rodeo Drive. I think they got this in BoxyCharm as well. Stunning. Like, what else do you want me to say other than stunning? Love it. So then, Miss Samantha March, she did the Start Inspired highlighter. So I like to mix these. This one is actually a bit too light for my skin tone usually, except for like peak of winter when I have no suntan left. But these also remind me a lot, like seeing the swatches, they remind me a lot of Scott Barnes. So there's a little alternative for you if this is not a brand that you personally shop from. And then the shade Milk and Cookies. This one's really beautiful. Like, I think this might be one of my favorites. That wasn't a good finger swatch. Let's do this one here. That's like my perfect highlighter right there. And then my most requested, I don't understand why, because it's like, guys, do I ever wear highlighters that are this light? But it's fine. Glazed Donut. Everybody always is like, will you compare it to Glazed Donut? And now I can, because they were so nice and sent it to me. So here's the shade Glazed Donut. It's straight up white. Those of you with Tammy Elmer's glue skin, there's a white highlight for you right there. And then they also sent me this palette. It has the shade Star Island, Rodeo Drive, Bali, Pillow Talk, and Blissful. So I already swatched Rodeo Drive, and Star Island was actually in the Samantha March collab. So I'll do Bali, Pillow Talk, and Blissful, which I think it's these ones here. Those are the ones I'm going to do. So I think this is Bali, Pillow Talk, Blissful. Yeah, this is like so similar to Scott Barnes. Like, it's kind of crazy swatching them like so close to one another. So if you like this aesthetic, Scott Barnes is a good alternative, if that helps, even though they're like just as pricey. But Ofra is another brand I have never paid full price for. Literally anything. Even though some of this was sent to me, but even like when I bought these, like the Ofra one, like the Dupe That ones, they have sales really often, and they have influencer codes as well. So that's one thing to be mindful. I'm going to keep all those again for comparison purposes. But guys, are y'all ready for the final hurrah? I'm going to take a sip of my drink. I'm going to need you guys, like, I see there's only 77 thumbs ups right now. You guys can do better, okay? Everybody like this video for my favorite highlighter formula of all time? If I haven't said that already. Like, I have a lot of favorites. But Dior. But Dior, though, guys. Honestly. Let's get into it. So first thing I'll do are these Backstage Face palettes. So I have the original, and then this one I actually just purchased recently. So I purchased this one on Selfridges. I got this one when it first launched, I'm pretty sure. These, I think, are the best bang for your buck for Dior. Just because you're getting the variety of the different shades. It's a similar price as a full size. And you could, like, mix and match and stuff like that. Like, I kick myself in the ass for not buying the other ones, like, when these all launched. Why didn't I do that? I don't know. But I bought these anyways. So I'm going to give you guys some swatches of these just so you guys can see if you were interested. Like, I know Sephora Friends and Family sales going on right now. Like, if you're looking for a highlighter palette, this would be the one that I'm going to recommend for Sephora. That pink. I love that pink highlight. Another formula, it reminds me a lot of the Scott Barnes. Are you guys noticing a pattern yet? So that was the original, the Universal palette, which I definitely feel like is universal. You can get so many like different custom shades out of just having those four, which is so many really nice. What was I just saying there? Which is so nice to have is what I think I meant to say. I don't fucking know. I'm a mess, guys. All aboard. And then we have, what the hell is the name of the shade? Pure Gold. So these are basically like various versions of golden highlighters. Oh, Pamela, I have so many. I know. I need to count because I wanted to put that on my thumbnail, but I forgot. Was anybody counting today? So here's all the shades of the gold palette, which it's definitely not as, I don't think, smooth as the Universal. Like, the formula definitely feels different. It feels actually a lot more sparkly, whereas the Universal, you're seeing a slight sparkle, but it's a lot of shine. I feel like you see a lot of sparkle in the golden palette. So, beautiful, gorgeous. Brown Girl Bella says, I have 005 Copper Gold. Love. That on your skin tone probably looks incredible. Like, that's the one I'm like, I definitely don't need that one, but why didn't I buy the pink one? I have no idea. If anybody sees that one for sale anywhere, please let me know, because I feel like I need the pink one, because pink highlighters are like my current favorite. So these, we're not decluttering. You guys knew that was coming. And then I have basically like the, they're like regular highlighters, I guess you could say. These are called the Dior Skin, the Nude Air Luminizers. I have the shade number 1 and number 3. Number 3 is the one I purchased for myself for my 27th birthday. And look where I'm at still. So I cherish this one because it was like the first bougie, maybe that's why I love Dior so much. It was like my first like really expensive like treat yourself moment that I had with makeup. So that was the shade number 3, and then this shade here was gifted to me. This is the shade number 1, and I actually want to swatch the next two next to these so you guys can see shade comparisons. Again, similar formula to like the Scott Barnes, Ofra, how it just has that really high shine, very slight amount of glitter, you know. Gorgeous. And then I wanted to swatch those next to these two, actually. These are the Forever Couture Luminizer. I have the shade 03 Pearlescent Glow. I thought it was Iridescent Pearl, but it's Pearlescent Glow, and then also 01 Nude Glow. So I'm going to start with 01 Nude Glow, just so you guys could see them in comparison to these here, because with this one, I'm just like, alright, I feel like 01, it's not that much different than what you get with the originals. If anything, I think the originals have more of that shine. But if you were looking at these and you wanted something really unique for Dior, I think this is the one to go for. This is the 03 Pearlescent Glow, which in the pan, it looks straight up white. But this just has the most beautiful, like, borderline Edward Cullen skin, but it has like such a beautiful blue undertone to it. This on fair skin would be stunning. I did a dedicated video when I got these two, if you want more like to see me actually apply it to my skin and everything. Oh, that one though, it's so pretty. These have a lot more, I would say, sparkle to them, but I don't know. It's like if you have these two or something, like if you have one of them, you don't need this one. This is the standout for me with that collection. So obviously I'm keeping those. And then I have the Summer Dune collection. These are, I think they're still the Dior Skin Nude Air Luminizer in Summer Dune. I have Pink Dune and Peach Dune. So Peach Dune, this one kind of played me because, oh my god, wait. Do I have them right here? I do. I have these Dior blushes. Sorry guys, I didn't mean to just like destroy your ears. So this one here, I think when I got this, I actually did this comparison as well. I was so excited. I'm like, look at that embossing. Look at it. It's so beautiful. And I already had this one. These are like the same exact thing, which was so disappointing because I was so excited for this new one. But if you have this, what was it again? Coral Vibes from a previous collection. This is like literally the same thing. So I'll give you a swatch just so you could see it. It's still really beautiful, but I'll swatch this next to it just so you can see it. They're so, like, there is like a really slight difference, but it's like on the face, you're not going to notice that difference. You know? And then, this is, I think, one of my favorites in my collection. I have the number 10. I thought this, no, that's a blush. That's not it. Pink Dune. There we go. If you're wondering.